guys, I'm going to be drawing more of your OCs. The first one here is from Fusion Drago 020. You guys probably recognize them. I actually drew another one of their OCs before that was like an animal type humanoid character, and oh my goodness. This one was difficult to say the least. I am not used to drawing dogs or any type of animal like that, so this was a challenge for me, and it took me quite a long time to figure out how I want to do the pose and the sketch and all that before sending it to them. And it took entirely too long, but oh, and thank you so much for commissioning me. Honestly, it means so much, and anyone who ever decides to commission me, the link is down in the description. You can commission in order to skip the whole random selection process and be guaranteed a slot in a video. But again, thank you so much. It really means a lot. This character here, their name is actually Strawberry, and I thought that was so cute. It's a female of this sort of species they have here. It's not a dog. It's a different type of alienish sort of species, I believe. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be alien or supposed to be like a fantasy. Not entirely sure. They didn't give me like a big bio for the character or anything like that, I don't think. But it's a very interesting character and very cute. Well, I think it's cute. I know most people are going to be like, that's not cute. It looks like a monster. But I'm like, it's still an animal. And for me, every time I see anything that has 4 legs is like an animal, I always think it's like kind of cute, and I don't know why. It's probably like a problem with me, but it's just how I am. I also realized when I was drawing this that their front paws actually look like hands and not, well, paws at all. So I thought that was strange. So are those supposed to be arms and not legs? So if this is on actually 2 legs and 2 arms, but still on all 4s, that's very interesting. So that's what I was noticing when I was sketching it. And I started going for that look where I thought, well, I'll make the fronts look like arms instead of legs. And I thought maybe do a mix of both and make it look more accurate. I don't know if it does. You guys have to let me know. The picture on the right there is a little cropped off. But this is also, they said this was their OC, but the species was someone else's species idea, which I think is really cool to try to make OCs from people's different species ideas. It reminds me, I think their last one was also one of those different species, which I think is real neat. You guys should check out their DeviantArt. They have some really cool OCs, because last time I remember thinking the same thing. Their OC was very unique. It was interesting and also very difficult, because last time it was like a humanoid, but this time it's completely more like an animal. So it was very challenging. One of the biggest challenges was that color. Their color is so vibrant and so bright, but I was not sure how to do that at all, and I was struggling with it, but I hope it came out looking okay. I had so much fun with it. Like, I think the color is really nice because it's so unique. You don't see that color in anything, and it's so strange and unique at the same time to have that on an animal, because normally when I see animals, they're always usually the same colors, but this was different, very different. I also noticed their neck is so long. The neck is very long in this animal, which is why I thought alien, because when you think of alien like a xenomorph, they have such a long neck. So that's what I first thought of when I saw it, but it is really cool. Next up here is Trash on Amino. I feel bad calling you trash. I'm going to be honest here. Calling you trash just feels so wrong. But this is their OC, Cody. And it's actually a boy here, I think. Let me see. I'll read their bio so you guys can understand. His name is Cody. Yes, he. He's a cross-dresser, meaning he dresses as a girl for fun. He is a 15-year-old shy boy that usually means no harm, and somehow often gets made fun of since he publicly said that he's a boy. He usually dresses in pink and other colors for fun. That's so cute. But also, when I was going to draw this character, they wanted me to draw it in a chibi style. I don't normally draw chibi styles. They saved up sparkles up on my Amino, which is something you save up for doing events. Say, for instance, you join a contest or you draw this thing I asked you to draw. You'll get sparkles, and if you save up so many sparkles, you get a free drawing in this video. And that's what they did, but you could also choose to get a chibi, and they chose to get the chibi drawing. And this is one of my first times drawing chibi, besides, like, I know I drew chibi not that long ago for one of those adoptables where I made characters that could be adopted. And they were chibis, technically, but I rarely draw chibis, so I feel like I struggle with those quite a bit, but I had a lot of fun with them anyway, because they're so rounded, and they're so, like, more condensed in one area, and I really like that about chibi, because I also feel like you have more open space to do what you want with your imagination. Like, you can just choose if you want their hair to be huge, if you want their heads to be huge, if you want their bodies to be tiny, if you even want them to have feet or hands. You can choose all those things, and no one's gonna question it when it's chibi. But when it's anime, someone would really question you if you drew everyone without feet. they'd probably be like, what is that? But with this, I feel like you can do whatever you want and no one would question it because as well as chibi, and everyone's like, well, you can do whatever you want with that, so that doesn't matter. But also one thing about this, I was supposed to convert that picture over there to the right. That picture is made off a doll maker, I believe. I don't remember exactly what the name was, but those doll makers is where you can put together like hair and outfits, stuff like that, to get the character you want. So they put together their OC in there so they can give me a reference, which is pretty smart because instead of having a text description, they found a way to try and sort of make up the visual of their character in a game and give it to me to work with, which was very helpful. I mean, I could do text descriptions too, so either way works. It's just this was like, if they want to guarantee the right colors, that's a good way to go about it, because with text descriptions, I can speak. With text descriptions, it's hard to guarantee the proper colors sometimes because someone will say blonde hair, and I don't mean if they mean like very yellow, if they mean more pale blonde. It's hard to know. Next up here is, I cannot read that, Somariman? I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name, on Amino, and this OC is absolutely adorable. I had to draw this one, oh my goodness. When I saw that umbrella especially, it is just so adorable. As you can see on the left there, that's, well, me trying to color it. I was struggling really bad with the colors in this one for some reason, probably because I'm trying to move the traditional over to my digital, and I use lots of shading, and in the traditional one there's not as much shading, and it was a struggle to try and get those colors to match up properly. That's always my biggest struggle, is like when someone has a OC, I take a picture of it with my phone and then I try to use the colors properly, but then sometimes the colors don't look right on my tablet and they look different on my computer, and then they look different entirely on my phone. And it's hard to know what's going on with colors, especially since for some reason I always make them entirely too vibrant, and I'm not sure why that is, but hey, I might as well go with it since that's what I've been doing, is just using my style. But sometimes my style can kind of hurt your eyes to look at. It's so bright sometimes. But I've been coming up with some new techniques I like to do for drawing. Like recently I started changing like the line art colors, and I started adding more contrast, or more of a contrast with the shading on the face. Like the colors would be more dark and more deep shadows rather than just really simple shaded. So I like doing cell shading. That's one thing I haven't quit doing. Like I started drawing on YouTube with cell shading because I thought that would be quicker and that would be more fast to do to get videos out quicker. But I actually kept it because I was like, I actually really like doing the cell shading, and I think it looks good if you use cell shading and gradients and stuff like that mixed together rather than just blur all the colors. And I don't know, I like how that goes out because I always like that comic book sort of cell shaded style, so I guess that's why I'm still sticking with it, because I like it so much. And oh my goodness, I've also realized that while I was doing this pose, it was a very difficult pose. So it became very difficult to know if that even is possible or not. But hey, it's okay if it's not really possible to do, as long as it looks okay, right? I've realized that I see some pictures of like a girl on a poster and she is like turned around funny, and I don't know if that's even possible for someone's back to turn that way, but they manage it. They manage it on the poster. So as long as it works on the poster, and it might as well happen, even though it doesn't really make sense. It looks like it's breaking their back. I don't know if anyone else has seen that. I've seen it all over the place. I also didn't draw the little characters you see in the background of their reference there. I think those are like characters that follow him around, but sadly I couldn't add those in. And that's everything. If you want your OC drawn, all you have to do is comment it below with a link to wherever it is you have an OC picture. Or you can use a text description. I like doing those too. And also there's other places you can post it as well, like Instagram and DeviantArt using hashtag flying pings. All the information about it is in the description. If you want to commission me to help support the channel, the link to that is in the description as well. And again, thank you so much for the commission. It means so much to me. And thank you guys so much for watching.